Hello and welcome to our Spiritual Coaching Summit. Today and this week, I am talking with spiritual coaches, spiritual leaders, spiritual teachers. I love talking about spiritual coaching. I've been in the coaching world for a lot of years. And so I've had lots of coaches. I've known lots of coaches. I've been a coach for a long time. There's something about spiritual coaches and spiritual coaching that I find to bring so much healing and transformation for people. And so instead of just talking with you about it, I have brought to the table different spiritual coaches because they each bring their own unique journey and their own unique experience and their own unique expertise. And today I am talking with Kathy Walden. I'm really excited to introduce you all to Kathy. Kathy and I have known each other for a lot of years. We've been on personal and spiritual growth journeys together. We have done retreats, and Kathy brings years of experience in spirituality, in personal growth, and in transformation, and now works with her clients as a spiritual coach, helping them in all these different areas. Thank you, Kathy, for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
I'm really excited to share with the audience. Start out by telling us, what do you do for others as a spiritual coach?
Well, what I love about when I'm working with a client, one of the things I do, I'm a certified life coach as well. And with that, I learned how to ask certain questions and really sit and be present with my clients and really hold the space for them so they feel safe. I think that is one of the most important things that you can do with your client, is to make sure they feel safe. There are so many things out in our world where people don't feel safe, or they didn't feel safe growing up, or they don't feel safe in their marriages, or they don't feel safe somewhere. And so to be able to be with a client for an hour a week and have them have a safe place to tell you everything that's going on, and then being able to work through them, I think that is something that I really, really like. And it's great for me.
You bring up a really good point with that, because all coaches, part of coaching is we hold space, we build trust. They need a safe place where they're listened to and where they can talk and where they can get messy and where they can grow and develop and all of that. And spiritual coaches really bring that extra element of working with their clients energetically and intuitively, because you're intuitive and you understand energy and you work with energy, as well as, and I love that you brought up, you're also trained in coaching, because there are skills to that. And that is active listening and learning to ask the right questions, because it's such an exploration.
Yes.
So I love that you bring that up. Say a little bit more about that, about asking the questions and what you've learned with that to help people.
Well, I think what's interesting is one of the things I've learned is that we are not broken as people. Like, you are not broken. And when a coach can understand that, and I'm sorry if you're hearing they're doing work upstairs, so I apologize if there's noises. What I found is that when somebody's not broken, they don't need fixing. But I liken it to where you come into this world as the sun. You are bright and you are warm and you are cheerful and you have joy. And then what happens is clouds come along. Your family beliefs, your friends' beliefs, the society beliefs all come in with these clouds of beliefs that cover up you and the sun and the glow that you have. And I think as a coach, what a coach does is we come in and we help you to remove those clouds with you, because you have to come in and you have to do the work. We're here to help, but you are not broken. And so you are the sun, you are not broken. The world has piled things on you, and a coach helps you to take those things off so that you can learn to trust your intuition, trust your guidance system. You have your own very personal GPS system, and it's not my system, it's your system. And I love that when you were asking questions, we can really get into the depth of, okay, where was that original the original belief, where did that come from? So we're trying to, and we're working on getting rid of the old beliefs that make you feel like you're not enough, that you don't love yourself, that how you view the world in negative ways. And when we do that, then we replace them with what is positive about you and how to really love yourself.
Thank you. That's really helpful. It is. I love how you talk about that and how you specify as a coach, we're there to pull out of you
Yes.
what's already inside of you. It's your GPS system, it's your answers, and you already
Yes.
know, but you don't know, and you don't know how to access it. So that is a really important part of coaching. What do you love most? You talked a little bit about this. What do you love most about spiritual coaching and being a spiritual coach?
I love to watch a client have an aha moment and have them get rid of an old belief. I have somebody I recently worked with, a client I worked with, and we were talking about dating. She's single again, and she was talking about dating. And I was able to ask her these questions that eventually, you go deeper and deeper and deeper, especially when you're with a client who's ready to be vulnerable with you, which is really, really important, because when you can get vulnerable, then you can be real and true to yourself. And it isn't even about being true to me, it's about being true to yourself. And I asked the questions and kept going deeper. And finally, she realized that she had a memory from her childhood where she got a doll for Christmas, and her sister got the doll that my client really wanted, and she griped about it. And then basically it was, well, you got to take whatever you get. And so she thought her sister was better than her. How that played out in her relationships then was she was just going to take whatever she was going to get. And once she realized that, she went, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've been taking whatever I can get instead of expecting that I can get the best. And it has truly changed how she dates now. And she's dating a different kind of man, and her attitude going in is totally different. And she has a belief in herself and her worthiness now that she didn't have before, just from that one little memory that she had. So that's what I love.
Powerful.
That, yes, it was so powerful.
Because you really show how powerful coaching is. And when you work with somebody with a spiritual coach over a period of time, because I love that example. It's so true. Little things that seem insignificant, they end up getting imprinted in us. And here she was told, you take what you can get. And then it played out throughout her whole life. It's an old programming and conditioning. And then once you're able to access that and show how she's still playing that out, then she can consciously change it. And then I've had that so many times. Somebody goes back to a time when they were young and they got a belief, especially when you're a child. We learn from the people raising us.
Yes,
and she
yes.
equated something about, if I do this, I'll be okay. And then way beyond, right? When those things no longer serve us, we're still carrying them around and acting them out.
Right. And it's interesting because really the lessons we're getting as adults are really meant to heal our childhood. And recognizing that that's happening, instead of just going, why is this happening again? Well, it's happening again so you can heal it. And working with a coach can help you finally get into that depth of it and start healing it, so you can really be here and do what you came here to do, instead of being bogged down with all those old beliefs.
It's those patterns you talk about, because we always say once something is showing up 3 times, it's a pattern. And you're saying over and over in the dating relationships, it was a pattern. But she kept thinking, like a lot of us do, why do bad things always happen to me? Why is this happening? When you're actually creating it, but unconsciously.
Yes, exactly. And it's interesting. I think, again, that's where a coach comes into play, because we don't even realize that that's the program that's playing in our heads. And that's why when you're able to ask your clients these questions and get them to think through what's happening, then it helps them to realize, oh, this is a pattern, this is a belief. But many times it's so unconscious, we call them blind spots. And it's a blind spot. We all have them in whatever way. And we think we don't. We many times we don't think we do. We think, oh, I'm so aware, I know so much. Even in the spiritual world, we think, oh, we're so aware, we know so much. But if we are not truly living the life we came here to live, then we have blind spots that we are not being able to see.
You bring up a really good point, because no matter how much I'm aware and I've worked on my stuff, I still, with my coaches, uncover my own blind spots, like you're calling them, where I'm playing out in my business or in my life childhood things. So you really are able to help your clients identify those blind spots, and a coach can call them out so that you can stop using them and you can make change.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, thank you. What would you tell others about working with a spiritual coach? Like why to have one, or what can be achieved, or what to look for?
Right. Well, one of the things I think is really important is, in my opinion, I think it's important to find somebody who is going to help you to turn inward. Again, we go back to the GPS system. What I'm going to tell you to do may not be a part of your GPS system, and you're going to spin your wheels and you're going to be upset, and you're not going to do what feels right for you. And a coach that, or even a teacher, a spiritual teacher, anyone who's helping you in a spiritual way, mentor, teacher, coach, they always need to turn you inward. And that is when you know you have somebody who really wants the best for you, because they're not, now they may tell you some things, certain things, like I'm an empath, so I feel things, I know things. So there are times when I'll get hit on something and I'll talk to my client about it. But many times I try to get them to only go inward and find out where that's coming from. And I think what's interesting, especially as women, we don't give ourselves permission to spend money on ourselves. And it is an investment to get a life coach or a spiritual coach. It is an investment. And it's interesting that as women, we will take care of everybody else in our family, everybody else, our children, our husbands, our parents. But yet there's a saying in the flight attendant world, put the mask on yourself first and then on your child. And there is a real reason for that, because you will run out of oxygen and you will perish. You will not have enough time to put your child's oxygen mask on and then yours. You are done. So you have to give yourself permission to spend the money and the time in your own spiritual growth, in your own personal growth. And I strongly recommend it. If you are somebody who has been living the same life for so long, you're frustrated, you keep having the same thing come up year after year after year, but you don't know why it's not changing, but you're doing all this spiritual work and you're doing this and you're doing that because you can't see those blind spots. Again, that is where a coach comes in. And again, if you can't afford a coach right away, find out how much somebody is that you really connect with. And it's very important to find somebody that you connect with and that you trust. It's like finding a therapist. Or your friends, right? You have to really trust your intuition. You have to trust that there's a connection there. And I think that if you feel like you can't afford it right now, then start saving up your money, or start believing the money will come, the money will show up, and see what happens.
I love that you bring that up, because I come across that all the time, as you do. People then realize, oh, I need this help. This person could help me. And then it's that investing in themselves that actually starts the process.
Yes.
That actually becomes part of that process. And this whole thing about helping ourselves makes us a better wife, mother, employee, friend, sister, daughter, all of those things. And yet we will sometimes put that off for another time when it will really touch all areas of our life. And you also brought up something which is one of the things you really love helping people with, is people who've lived lives that they don't love and that they are stuck in. Talk to me about that.
Well, that's been my personal experience. I mean, I've had lots of lifetimes. And a lot of those came from having some trauma that I didn't know about, and then working through the trauma, and then realizing I didn't love myself enough, and now being able to love myself. I realize now for the first time, I'm not waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I think that and I'm sure many people can relate to that they're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And now I don't feel that way anymore. I really I'm in the flow of what God wants from me. I use the word God, you can use universe, you can use source. To me, it's all the same thing. It's energy. me. I've worked through all of that. So use whatever works for you. But I think when you really start, I had to learn to love myself. And now that I love myself, I feel like, okay, now I can really trust God. And now that I can trust God or universe, now that I can trust that, I trust myself. I trust myself. I trust God. And it really goes hand in hand. And because of that, now I'm able to live in my purpose. And before, even though I was doing a lot of good things, I worked with youth, I worked with people. I mean, I gave back to our society in so many ways, but I wasn't really doing what I really truly came here for. And I find that in order to find your purpose, you truly love yourself. And one way is through coaching.
That's a really key point, and I think that's a really key point. And I think that's something that really comes out through that coaching, is that finding yourself, finding your connection to God, source, whatever you call it, like you said, universe, source, spirit, God. And that's something that sets apart spiritual coaching, because we bring ourselves and our client and that higher purpose and higher power in. So we bring that spiritual aspect, and magic can happen because we're bringing that higher power and that higher perspective in along with us as the coach and with our client. And it really becomes that journey of loving self and trusting self.
Yes.
Those are core issues, and coaches help you get to the core issues. And those are really some of those core issues. And so I also love, this has come up in every one of the people that I've talked to with the spiritual coaches, and same with me. We came into this work after our own experiences. We had to get ourselves well. We had to find tools, and we had to come through these things ourselves. And then we wanted to turn around and help others. And so where we were stuck, we walked through the fires, and then we turn around and we help other people with it. And so you're saying, yes, I've known you a lot of years, so I know a lot of your journey, and you've had lifetimes of experiences. And being someone who helps people, you've worked in personal transformation for decades on yourself and with others, everything from working with youth to young women transitioning into new areas of their life. You've had men as clients, you've had all different ages.
Yes.
And so really coming to that place of meeting people where they are.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I think that's really important, Michelle. I think that there's no cookie cutter way with a client. It's really important that you take them for where they are and where they're at, and really listen to what they're saying and what their needs are. And that's why I believe there's no cookie cutter way to actually do coaching. It is it's new and exciting with each new client, because you don't know what's really going to happen. I hate to say it like that, but there's truth to that, because especially when you're asking questions and you're listening to spirit, you know that spirit's going to guide you where you need to go in that conversation, and things will come up that neither of you probably even realize are going to come up. But it's the most beautiful thing to watch a client transform. And I have another client I was just working with, and she had big choices to make. And yet but she didn't know how to choose between two shirts, so she bought them both. And I said, well, you can't make big choices until you can make small choices. And I said, find something you love. And she goes, well, I don't think I love anything. And I said, okay, just in the next week, I'm going to challenge you to find something that you like or that you love, or when you do it or you see it, you're like, oh, this makes me feel a certain way. And finally, about a week later, she sends me a picture of a drawing, and she goes, I like to draw. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is amazing. I said, now you have a baseline of what you like. And now everything you choose from here, you can go, well, I know I like drawing. I know I love drawing. How do these other things compare to that? And if you have those and you don't like it, you don't have to do it. We are now adults. I am going to give you permission to not have to do things you don't want to do anymore. And sometimes you need to know that you have permission. It's the craziest thing, but that I really find that to be true sometimes, that people need to know it's okay.
Yes, and to go all the way to the core, what you're talking about, I found out so many times, like you're saying, people don't know what they like and love because they've
Yeah.
been too busy. Well, other people need me to be this and do this.
Yes.
And they've lost totally. And it's finding yourself. And then you also, that's another thing a coach does. We talk about these big topics, but then we apply it to your everyday life.
Yeah.
Because if she can't make big decisions, you're right. You were able to focus in. You're probably not able to make small decisions.
Right, right. Well, I love the movie Runaway Bride. Are you familiar with that movie?
Yes.
And it really hit me because I used to be somebody who did take on whoever I was dating. I would take on whatever they were about, right? And in Runaway Bride, Julia Roberts' character takes on whatever their favorite egg is. Those are the eggs she loves. And she finally meets Richard Gere, and he's like, "What kind of eggs do you even like?" And she's like, "I don't know." So she runs away from him, and she goes and she figures out what kind of eggs she likes. And it seems really silly, but it is that simple. I realized a year ago, I really don't like green peppers. Why am I eating them? I do not have to eat them anymore. And as I mean, those are simple things, but those simple things add up to big things.
They trickle into your life because they're those
Yes.
bigger concepts, like you're saying. What do you like? What do you want? I actually
Yeah.
love that story. I don't remember that, but
Yes.
yeah, it's that simple because she was taking on, well, what kind do you like? What do you want? And then to
Yep.
say, oh, wait, this is what I like, and I'm going to ask for it. It really,
Yes.
it's how you do anything is how you do everything. And you're able to start as coaches. If we can help them change those little things in their life, then they will get to the big things. But people come to us and they want to change really big things, and we can see where they're stopping themselves every day
Yeah.
in all the little things.
Definitely, definitely. And it's like taking a bite. How do you eat an elephant, right? You take one bite at a time. And I even say that to myself still sometimes, that I'm like, you
I
know
do
what?
too.
Let's take a little bite and it's going to be okay.
I use that one all the time, and it is a good analogy for the coaching. They come in, they're like, I've got to change this, or I've got to have this, or be this, or do this. And we have to start with those little bites
Yep.
because it's such shifts, all these profound shifts that create change. It
Yes.
really is. So you're talking about giving people permission to be who they are and
Yes.
say what they want and love what they want to love and like what they want to have. And they're not doing it. A lot of people aren't doing it. And you and I have both in our lives had to come to those places. So that's another thing about spiritual coaching and about life coaching, any of that, is that we are not asking our clients to do anything we haven't done. And we remember what it felt like to be there, and we had to invest in
Mhm.
ourselves. And then we turn around and help others.
Exactly. I mean, I will never ask my client to do something I have not tried. I think it's really important. And that also is what gives me empathy or sympathy for my client, to make sure that, and that's being authentic. That's being authentic to my client, that they know that, okay, if Kathy's tried this, and it doesn't mean that it's going to be the same way, right? Again, you have your own GPS system, but still, the tools I'm going to use, or the tools I use with my client that I've used for myself, they work in the way that I need them to work, and they will work in the way that you need them to work.
Yes, very much. Take a minute to tell us how people can best connect with you right now.
Well, right now you can reach me at Kathy Walden on Facebook, or Kathy Blackburn Walden. One is my business page, one is my other page. Or you can find me on Instagram at Kathy Walden Spiritual Coach. And I would love to, if you are interested in working with me, or you just want to learn more and understand more about coaching, you can contact me, send me a private message. I'd love to chat with you. And then I'm going to leave. I don't know if we're ready to leave, but I'm going to leave you with something. And we already talked about it. I was going to do this one, but we're going to do this. Find things this week that you really like or love. And just start really recognizing that, you know what, I don't like this that much. Get rid of it. Like, I love the Marie Kondo, where you hold up the piece of clothing And if it's something you love, keep it. If it's not, get rid of it. And you'll be amazed, because now what you're also doing is you're getting rid of the clutter in your mind, the clutter in your home. And that gets you more clear as well as to why you're here, what you want to be doing. And it clears up your headspace. It clears up your physical and emotional energy as well. So that's my little challenge.
That is your coach's challenge to them, to really do that this week. Because when your coach has you do these things that sometimes seem small, or sometimes people are resistant to them, they're working on very deep levels, like you're saying, and they'll really create a lot of shifts. So that is a great one.
And what I'd like is, when you do that this week, then find me on Facebook and tell me what you did and what you found out about yourself, because I would love to hear it. I love hearing the stories of how people are changing and growing. It's really exciting.
It is. That creates that energy, and then you help, by your sharing, you help other people. So I love that you went that extra step and told them, do this week, then come on and find me. So find Kathy on Facebook and Instagram and engage with her, because she's on there inspiring and motivating. You can also get in touch with her to find out more about how she can help you and have that conversation. These are all been really great things to talk about. And what you just gave an as example is the kind of thing that you do for your clients when you're working with them. I want to just take a minute and talk about how we usually work with people within a container of time, because there's growth that happens exponentially. And so as your coach, Kathy is giving you these homework assignments and giving you these things to do, and it'll bring up a lot, and it'll tell you a lot about it. And the little things can create so much. Just the energy of, I like this, I don't like this, and the things she's sharing with you. And I also love what you talked about. It's true that there's something at work when you're working with someone over a period of time like you do, that we don't even know all the things that'll change, because it is a work in progress.
Definitely.
We are a work in progress.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I totally agree with that. And going on a spiritual journey and doing personal growth is not always the easiest thing. It can be a real challenge, and it does change your life. It can change your friendships. It can change your marriage. It can, and some of that can be all of it is for the positive. None of it is for the negative. It may seem difficult at first or challenging, but you will end up, I have changed so much. And anyone who says they can't change, I'm not buying it. I've changed so much in the last 10 to 15 years. It's not even funny. I think some people who see me would go, I used to have people say, I'm really afraid of you when you would talk. And I was like going, oh, I don't want that. And that helped me to change. I want people, when they come in my presence, for them to feel loved and safe and honored. And that was really important to me. And I understand back then why that happened, right? I had a big wall up. I didn't want people in. I acted like I was so, I had it all together, but really it was just a scared child inside. And now doing the work, and of course my life has completely changed. As you know, I sold my house. I moved away from the town I lived in for 25 years. I'm in New Orleans now. I moved to Virginia on Saturday, and it's just another new adventure. And I love my life. I love being able to even say I love my life, because I am finally living the life that I wanted to live. And that is my hope for anybody I coach, and even anybody who's just out there getting coached from someone else. I want you to live the life you desire.
Yeah, that's really, that is the thing both of us can leave with them. You've been on a journey with a lot of change. You and I can both say 1 decade and 2 decades ago, we're unrecognizable. We've gone through so much change. And now Kathy's been on this, what do I like and what do I love? And she did. She moved away. She's on this journey. She's in a relationship that she loves, creating a life she loves. And now she can help others with that. And you made a really great invitation to people that really touched me when you said, when you felt like you were trying to act like you had it all together, but inside you didn't. So your life wasn't showing it. And then you really got it together. And that's what you can help other people with.
Definitely. We talk about what's happening on Facebook, and people see the the 10-minute reel or the highlight reel, and we know
Yeah.
that's not true. And anybody who thinks that other people's lives are perfect, I will promise you they are not. And anyone who says they are or they think they are, they aren't. We all have stuff we deal with. Nobody is immune to challenges in their life, but it doesn't matter what other people are doing. You only have control over what you do and how you live your life. So work on just living the life that you came here to live, the life of your dreams, and go for it.
Thank you so much. Kathy is very motivating and inspiring, and she also is a wisdom sharer. She gathers wisdom, applies it, and shares it. So connect with her, and I'm so glad we got to talk today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle. I'm always grateful for you and our friendship and the things that you've taught me as well. So thank you.
All right. Thank you.